Hey everyone, I am freezing. I don't know why I'm so cold.
Well, I've got this on. I'm feeling good. I feel okay. Yeah.
How's everyone doing?
Hello.
We're gonna give everyone a few minutes to join. I'm gonna keep this live relatively short. I actually had a completely different project plan that I'll end up doing tomorrow or next week. But for designers that are watching, you know I was in the designer studio, which is our Couture corporate page, and I got to show up how to use foil and embossing powder, and the questions have flooded in. So I want to just show real quick and basic on how to do both these techniques so you can, if you're a customer, you can do this. If you're a designer, you can show your customers. If you're a team leader, you can show your team peeps and stuff. I have to go grab something. Sean can show the projects, though. I showed off.
Sure.
These are from one transfer. And I do have...
Zoom in a little bit because they're on the smaller side.
There we go.
All right.
Here's what the transfers are. These just launched. And I do have a link to the new catalog, which I'll send out if people want it, but I forgot to put it down below in the description.
You were fantastic tonight, says Deanne.
Oh, thank you, Deanne.
There's the other one. So with this one, he looks like he used this one and the strawberry. So the light one here, you light up my life.
Okay.
Then the other one is I love you very much, which of course, you know, he was trying to show that you can get your kids to maybe paint the background a little bit, and then you guys can do this.
Yes.
And then, I haven't shown these yet.
So basically, I wanted to show how you can use other mediums. We always say you can use our transfers on any surface, but you can also use cool things to get...
I love those.
Foil.
Love the foil.
Or even an emboss.
Love the emboss as well. It's like,
So, let's show you both how to do this. So once again, I'm going to try to keep this short so you guys can have fun with it and share it with other people. So, we're going to start with... what was that?
That's you over there. It's over there.
Oh. It always wants to connect or something. I don't know.
How did I miss the bees? There were bees on there too?
Yeah, there's bees on this one here. Here you go.
Aloha, Kieran. Checking in from Arizona. I bet you it's warmer down there than it is here. Oh, don't worry. I was going to say, how are we, Sean? We is fine. Shannon, we is fine. Oh, I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Yeah.
It wants to connect to this.
So let's go ahead and start with the embossing because it's pretty easy. Now, on the embossing, you can... Sorry, that's going to bug me, so I'm going to...
Mute it?
Yeah. Sorry. There.
That's your other phone.
Oh my goodness. Everything...
It's all your phones.
There's got to be a way to turn that off.
I know.
Sorry, everyone.
Very good.
So, with embossing powder. So, I love our paste. I love our inks. But embossing powder, as you know, will give you this nice metallic-y look. See, look at that. So, you can use it with a couple different products. We're going to be using this with the foil. It's called Decofoil Transfer Gel Duo. So you can use it with that, but really, to be honest, you can use it with our paste.
It still goes off even with it's in mute. I'm just going to turn off my phone.
Okay, sounds good. Technical difficulties, everyone.
You may have to do the same with yours.
Yep. What is going on there?
Denise says everyone was going crazy over your back wall.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's good, nice here.
Okay, so we're going to use it using this one. So the first one is going to be on a planner. Okay, now, here's the deal. We do have to heat this, okay? And you have to use a heat gun. Now,
embossing, right?
Yeah, an embossing gun. The Couture quick dry tool does not get hot enough.
Nope.
And the one I have is way too hot. I am sadly I had a Wagner heat gun, and I don't know what happened to it.
It broke.
And when we bought our new one, we bought the super duper one. So I do not recommend using this.
No. You need to get an actual embossing gun, you know? So if you have one, great. If you don't, and you have one of these that works, you just have to be careful.
Yes, you got to be
careful.
Be careful. All right. So let me show you what you're going to do with this. So the first thing we are going to do, let's do the embossing. Now, here's what I love about embossing powder. I'm using this color, but Sean, next to you is all of the embossing powders.
Oh, right.
You can just kind of show them all the options you have and get. And
look at all these wild things. Icicle. Is this glowing? No.
You have ones that have like all of this like shimmery colors.
Shimmers, and Burgess Monroe stuff, silvers.
So the reason I'm showing you this is there is
on and on.
There is unlimited options, okay? So we're going to start with this transfer.
Well, hello, Sarah D. And Ella.
Hi, Ella. Everyone. So we're going to do a planner that says, cheers to a new year. And I'm going to do the planner. I know it's a little unconventional. We're going to go this way with it. And all that good jazz.
Ooh, we got a new person, Janice Rikus. Hello, welcome, welcome. Glad you could join us. I have glow powder. Jan says she has so much embossing powder during her stamping days.
Yep. That's where mine all came from.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to have your embossing powder ready to go because essentially what we're doing here is we're using the paste, our Chalkology paste, as the adhesive. So basically, the paste goes onto the chalk suede. The powder will instantly go onto it. So the powder sticks to the paste sticks to the chalk suede. Then we're going to heat it, binds it all together, okay?
Yes.
So I want to stress, do a little prep work here. 2 things you're going to want. Now, I am cheap. There's fancy ways to do what's called an embossing powder to get rid of static off of your chalk suede. However, if you're cheap like me, just use bounce.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to want to have one of those ready to go. You're going to want to have your embossing powder ready to go. And one other thing that I was not prepared, oh no, I was prepared, you want is a sheet because any extra embossing powder you want to
save and put back.
Save and put back, okay?
Hey, Nancy L.
So, the first thing I'm going to do is take my bounce. Do you want to go down, Sean?
I sure can.
This? I'm going to take my bounce sheet, just slightly go over it. And all this is doing is removing static electricity from the front of this because embossing powder will stick to everything.
Hello to all those who just popped in. Hello, hello, hello.
I'm hoping this will look... If not, we'll flip it over and do silver. Because I was going to do silver, but Sean was like, no, I really like this color. No, it's probably not straight.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Gail has a question. She says, when you said earlier in Design Studio, you said you cut the cards in half. I didn't understand what you do after that to make the card.
You just stay and wait.
Stay and wait, and we'll show you.
That'll be number 2. Now, I'm using white because obviously it matches this. So this way it won't discolor my embossing powder. Because if there's anything we know, it will absorb sometimes colors and stuff. So I am just putting this on. Now you can use the other product we're going to be using tonight, which is called the transfer gel. It will do the same thing. Basically with embossing powder, all you need it to do is stick to it before you heat it.
Yeah. So the new gal that's watching us, Janice, she used to work at a printing outfit for 3 years, and now she works at where you used to work, Old Navy.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So there is, you can kind of see it there, and got it instantly put powder on because we want to put it on while it is wet. We do not want this to dry because we want that powder to stick to the top of this, and I may not have enough. So if I don't have enough, I'm going to have to...
You've got plenty.
So then I just let it chillax, okay? I'm going to go clean the transfer.
Okay. Shellax. Can you use regular cardstock?
Yes.
Bobby, yes, you can.
I would
yes,
use
you can.
a heavier pound cardstock.
Yeah, heavier pound.
Have a texture on it.
And make sure it is the smooth, not the texture side. Use the smooth side. Sometimes you get one that's textured on one side and then smooth on the other. Use the smooth side. I hate to say it, but the Ranger heat gun is great for embossing. It is. It actually, Ranger has a great heat gun. I have the Wagner too, but I used to. Blah, 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 yep. Hi, Kathleen from SoCal. Snowy Wisconsin. I know, Linda. I hear Buffalo is supposed to have like 3 feet of snow. Like they're getting 3 inches every hour.
Okay.
Crazy.
So now all of this you're saving. So hence why we have the card stock.
I don't know if you can see it, but it may not show up on this, but the glitter or the very shiny stuff is actually rainbow. It's all kinds of colors in this. So it's not just silvery, it is multicolored, which is why I love looking at it.
Yep.
I've never done embossing. What, Kim?
So now we can, obviously you can kind of flick it. Some of the extra powder will come on. If you have a big streak somewhere, I just take like a brush, like a paintbrush in there. But believe me, by using that static electricity or the bounce, it got rid of that. But if you had, let's say like right over here, I have a little bit of powder. I can just even use my finger to get rid of it. Before you heat set it, you can go through and just kind of clean it up or whatever. I've even just like that, and then all you have to do is heat it. And embossing, basically, it goes from a dull to a shine.
Yep, I'm going to try to zoom in and see if we can see that change.
I have to do it at a tilt so I can see it.
Yeah, and we got to make sure you don't burn the paper.
Yeah, I wouldn't use, obviously, this one because this is super high heat.
He did get a haircut, Kim. Nice, sweeten it up. Kat says our pointy squeegee in the art set works great too.
Oh, yeah, it would.
Which color is best in the embossing powder?
I will show you the back because I'm not wild about the way this is. It's all right. I mean, this is a cool emboss, but it's not as cool as like silver and copper. Anything that has a metallic finish, in my opinion, is so cool.
5 feet for Buffalo. Yikes.
Now, with embossing powder, as soon as you heat it, you don't want to touch it. You want to let it kind of, number one, it's hot, but it will smear on you.
Gail, we used a bouncy sheet to keep the static electricity off. We did not wax it.
Yeah.
Oops, don't want to
sorry. This is normally I wouldn't be as cautious, but
oh, look at that.
Look at that. It's hard to see, but
it's there.
Yeah. But I love the silver and the gold because you can see on like the gold. Look at this look.
Shiny.
You just get that really cool metallic. You know, so that's what I love. And this is the project I submitted with black embossing powder and gold.
Stuff on my fingers. Hi, Heidi.
And I like this because
it's on there.
Yeah.
It's not coming off.
Ink would do the same thing, but we're not going to get that metallic like that. We'll get more of a shimmer. Okay, so let's put these off to the side. So that's how you use embossing powder. You can go back up to you, Sean.
I betcha.
But the one everyone's mostly asking about is
how did we get white all over the edge?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sean, it was very stressful during Launch Love Live. Let me tell you.
I'm sorry. Let's see if I can clean this off before we put it away. Because, you know, a messy jar just doesn't work for me.
Okay, so to answer the question from earlier, our Chalk Suede cards come in a pack of 8, and I love them. When you get a pack, they're obviously a card, so they're folded like this. Now, normally that wouldn't matter and all that stuff, but if I'm going to be doing something that's painting or something, and I just want to work on the front panel because I'm particular and I want to keep this panel nice and clean, a lot of people will just tape it, you know, which is fine. I actually buy extra cards and I cut them in half. So I just have to work with one, and then I just will fix it later using my AGT gun or adhesive. So that way I can just work on the front card. Makes it way more easy. And these things are so affordable. It just makes sense in my opinion. That's for me. You do you, boo. Okay. So the deal with this one is how foiling works essentially is foiling basically you are putting a layer of glue down. Okay. You want that glue to be able to dry, but when put under heat, you want it to reapply, attach it to the foil, so any place you add that glue will remove. So a lot of people do this with toner sheets. For those in the crafter world, they print on toner, and then the toner heats up when it's put through a laminator, and then the toner sticks to the foil, voila. So the same thing works with this, but this works with Couture transfers, which is brilliant. So we're going to do one for you to show you how easy it is. A couple other things you'll need for this one, because I like to give you all the heads up. I'm using our Chalksway kit cards, and...
There's a question.
What's the question?
Amanda, can you use embossing powder on any material?
Not on like t-shirts and stuff. You can only do it on like hard surfaces. I've never used it like on t-shirts or fabrics, but I've used it on like wood and glass, not glass. No, I've done glass, done wood, glass, acid, anything basically that you can apply heat to that won't
melt.
Yeah.
You don't want it to melt.
Okay, so for this here, you just need any laminator. Does not have to be a very expensive laminator. You can get laminators pretty cheap on Amazon. There's an Amazon Basic. Scotch has a really reasonably priced one. If you have a laminator ready to go. And for those that don't know what a laminator is, it's something that normally you would put like a card, like a paper card inside of. Like when you used to get a bank account when you were a little kid, they'd give you a paper card, or your social security card would be paper, even though they tell you not to laminate it. But you can laminate it. You'll need a laminator.
Beth asked, what about the pressure kind of foil?
Yeah, you can also use pressure foil. And can we finish this and then we will answer all questions, just so that way I can... Yep. Thank you so much. Okay, so the other things you're going to need besides the laminator is you're going to need a piece of parchment paper, a piece of very lightweight copier paper, and then this is optional. I like a piece of heavy cardstock because I like to get my foil as close to the burning part of the laminator, which is up here. And by putting this underneath of it, it pushes it up a little. So you don't need that. I just like it. The other thing you need for this is foil. And then this. Now, this here is Decafoil Transfer Gel. And I've tried using Couture paste ink and it didn't work. So this is what works for this. This is the old style. So if you have this in your arsenal, you're good to go. This is their new one. It's called Duo because, as Beth mentioned earlier, you can now do foiling using heat or pressure. And this one allows you to do the pressure.
Well, there you go.
So heat, pressure. Okay?
Nice.
And foil, you guys... Sean can show you all this foil that comes in. Oh, I'm going to turn on my laminator because it does take a hot sec to heat up.
Foil from forever. So some of the stuff from iCraft... Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Some of the stuff like iCraft Decafoil comes in sheets in a roll like this. Got tons of them.
And that's what the...
The list goes on and on. You got all this holographic material.
And that's what these were made out of, is the sheets.
The sheet ones? So the sheet ones... like this, look like... Oops.
No, those are in the rolls. Sorry, Shawnee.
In the rolls, okay.
So that's this one. I don't even know if I have it.
That's one. The GLOWFORGE stuff.
But then I'm going to show her that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using the same transfer, but I really want to use this one called Season's Greetings. And I do plan on making a very shortened, condensed version of this for my team anyways, so... You hear that noise? That's our laminator heating up.
Yep. Aloha, Janet.
this is the transfer. I think it is called, it's a C-size transfer. I gave you it in the links, but it's called Chalk Suede Cards Happy Holidays. Okay, so we're going to fuzz. Now, this stuff here that we're going to be using, it takes an hour to dry. We're going to speed it up with a hair dryer. You can let it air dry for an hour, but that gives you a lot of time to work with it, wipe it off, to clean your transfer. Doesn't harm the transfer. It's great stuff. You can answer that question while you're doing it.
Which one? This one?
Mm-hmm. The 20 pounds you said?
Yeah. She says, Janice was saying using 20 pound, use it as a test on cardstock.
She is correct.
Yep.
So our chalk suede cards have a kind of a suede feel, and the other side is just a basic card style. Once again, you can use regular cardstock for this. I tend to use a nicer cardstock, but okay. So this is going to be an edge-to-edge card, as we can see. I'm just using a bright pad so I can kind of gauge where the center is. That looks pretty good. What do you think?
I like it.
Okay. And we're just going to make sure we press this down. Now this one, you're not going to do anything right away because we do need this to dry. Like I said, you can let it sit out for an hour and it dries, or you can, we're going to heat it up using our hair dryer, yeah. And a little of this goes a long way. The only bad thing about this, I will say, is if you're doing it on a white cardstock, it's a white gel. It's hard to see if you've missed an area. So I always say take your time and make sure you got all of your areas. The nice thing about chalk suede too is if you do mess up or anything, you can wipe this stuff off and it's really durable. It's really forgiving stuff. You can wet it really well. So I always tell people, like, don't worry about chalk suede, because even if you feel like you're running out of time or anything, you're probably not. This is the first time I've used this transfer, so I'm just trying to be gentle when removing it. I'm going to go clean this, but Sean can be very careful on the edges where it's there, but it's white right now.
So the stuff, he's using the older one. This is the newer one. It's called Deco Foil Transfer Gel Duo. So this is a new one. You can use heat or no heat. The one he did put on is the one where you do need to use heat. This is the older version. And we're going to be using a laminator as our heat source.
And I missed an area. So
where?
I can tell because when I was cleaning the transfer. So in that case, you have a couple options. You can either A, wipe it off and redo it, or you can I just grab.
And where can we find this stuff?
There's a link down below, but if you just go on to even Amazon and look up transfer gel, right there.
It's made by Deco Foil, also known as ThermoWeb. Thermo-O-Web.
That's the only place. Season. Hopefully that fixed it. I totally missed it. When I was cleaning the transfer, I could see, like, oh, there's no residue there. Wah, wah.
It looked like you hit it, so it's so weird.
I know.
You were so thorough.
All right, so normally you could just let this sit out for an hour. You basically want it to go from white to clear. I just dry it.
Can you find this stuff at like hobby stores?
What?
Can you find this stuff at like a Hobby Lobby?
Yeah.
So yes, you can find it at like Hobby Lobby and stuff as well.
And I'm not going to say don't try other products. I don't know what this is. To me, it...
Magic.
Or it could be Elmer's glue. I don't know. Who knows? All I know is...
It works.
You want something that can dry but be reheated, essentially. All right, so it's really important, this step. I don't know if you can see that now. Mm-hmm. How it's no longer white, it's...
Shiny.
It's shiny. Now...
A clear shiny.
If you were to not let this dry or do the drying and just put your foil on top of it, it's going to take that adhesive, that's still wet, and just push it out. It's not going to do anything with it. So that's why you want to make sure you dry it.
Yeah. Do you have to wash the transfers immediately?
I recommend it just because that's what Couture even recommends doing with the paste. Regardless of what we use on our transfers, we always wash them right away.
Yeah, we wash everything right away. I just would not let it sit for a couple hours.
Yeah, and I wouldn't let it sit in water. So I would, but I mean,
you can't let.
I've let him sit on here for. I think we've let it sit on there for at least 5 minutes, and it's been fine when I've been working. Yeah. Okay, so let's make what I call the sandwich.
Patient loves your shirt.
Oh, thank you. I wore it to represent the Northwest for the live today.
I'm currently scrapbooking our last camping trip. How nice.
Oh, fun. All right, so now this is where that sandwich comes into play. So,
is there a new release coming out?
There is on Monday. Yay.
Is that a Roosevelt shirt?
It is.
So, yes, these are Roosevelts. RSVLTS.com.
So I always cut my foil a little bit bigger than what I need. And you see it just covers it. Okay? So now you're going to start by putting in parchment paper. So I like to put the card with the foil and just kind of set it down like this. That way I know everything's kind of lined up on the bottom. The parchment paper basically is a heat protected barrier. It's not going to burn. The parchment paper is not going to burn the foil. It keeps the foil where you get this nice glisten. The paper is basically a heat kind of protected. So you can run this right through and probably be fine. However, and this is a tip I got from the wonderful Gina K from Gina K Designs. She says if sometimes you don't get a really good foil transfer where in certain areas it didn't pick up the foil, it could be when your paper is going through, it's rippling and it needs to be pushed up next to the heating element. And that's where she recommends a heavier piece of cardstock. And that's what we do because she knows all.
She's all-knowing.
I love her. All right, so let's go ahead and put it through our embossing, or this isn't an embossing machine, this is a laminator, and it's going to do its thing. It's going to pick it up. Now, some people run it through twice because
that's what they do.
They do. It's up to you, I guess. Yeah. Super easy.
Do you guys have large Thanksgiving gatherings at our home? Used to.
We used to, but our family then kind of broke apart with their Thanksgivings and kind of all do their own thing now, so. All right, so it's running through the machine. Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
Are you going to do it twice?
No, I think I'm just going to do it once.
There you go.
Keep it nice and short tonight for all my peeps out there.
Oh, thanks, Janice.
So it's already ran through. Now, sometimes, depending on the design, you can already see when you lift that the transfer worked. Sometimes it's a mystery. Now, if you want to test it, you can always lift up one side and see if the transfer worked and lift it. But here's where the magic part comes. Are you ready, Sean?
I am ready.
Okay.
Hey, Shamira. Even where you fixed it, looked great.
And that's where you get that. See if I can get it to hit that light just right.
Zoom in a little bit.
Yeah.
It worked well. There you go. You got it.
Can you go to the front camera? I'll show
can.
there.
Thanksgiving in Rome. Oh, lucky you guys.
Woo! Ooh, girl.
Nice.
Look at that foil. All right, and for the last, forgot who asked that. I do apologize. This is what I was talking about. So now that I have my card front, because sometimes I want to run this maybe through an embossing machine and do something fun with it or whatever. I just like to work with panels. That's just a personal preference. Mm-hmm. So then I just take any kind of adhesive. Plus this way too, if you mess it up, you're not messing up a whole card. You're just messing up a panel.
Question.
Yeah.
Could you use a heat press on this?
I've seen it done, yes. Now, I don't know. I've never done it.
I don't know what the temperature would be.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Not like mega hot.
Yeah. You would have to test it. I do believe Melody did before. I think so. So there you go. That's how you foil.
I know.
It's as easy as that. Let's see. Other than that...
What you doing now?
So sometimes people will say there's little pieces of foil stuck in their design. If you use this, I think it's a makeup brush.
Yeah, it is a makeup brush.
And you just kind of go over it. It will break up those. This one doesn't have that. But it will break up the little pieces. I love foil. Look at that. That's just so magical.
Somebody wants to know what that is.
It's called the
Scotch.
Scotch Advanced Tape Glider.
ATG.
It's a gun that has a refillable thing in here. Yep. And so as you press down on it... Is
this one removable or the permanent type? Or is
this one's permanent, yeah. There's a permanent adhesive or a refillable adhesive, but you press down and pull. Some people say it has a learning curve to it. I would agree, but once you get it down, it's your go-to. Yeah. For me, it's my go-to adhesive, so...
There you go.
Oh, thanks for the nice haircut. So that's it, guys. It's as easy as that. All the products are down below.
Yep.
Once again, for the foil, this is the product you want. You can look for the links down below. This is the older stuff, so if you have this in the arsenal or find it, it works just as good as this stuff. And then you can use any foil with it. Any foil has worked as long as it's that foil. If it specifically says it's a pressure-only foil, which I don't think exists, but if it is... it would tell you and stuff. So,
very cool.
So that's it, you guys. Hopefully that helped. I'll probably make a quick video sometime tomorrow and post it. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful evening. And we'll post the project we were going to do today probably next week.
Where do you get this?
Amazon. I get everything on Amazon. They used to have that in Michael's, but I don't know if they still do.
They used to have a 3/4 inch, and that's like
they may still have it in Michael's.
Yep.
I think.
Maybe. Who knows?